Ladies,
I hear a whisper in the
gentlemen,
light,
welcome
a fragile tone that pulls me gently through the fire.
to the greatest guitar
Every
stream
chord
ever.
remembers you.
Every chord remembers you.
Every note becomes a name.
Every note becomes a name.
I'm reaching through the frequency.
That's
But
right.
nothing sounds the same. I feel the air
Are you ready to get the athleticism of electric guitar started?
calling me back.
Ooh, baby, baby. Do you feel it? Do you believe? Oh, my Lord, we are about to begin.
Mr. Sorenzo,
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen,
the undertow.
buckle up.
I'm rising, but I'm sinking in the echoes.
This is the Guitar Angle. Stop the clock.
Sorenzo. The world is made of silver strings and unresolved desires. I chase the tone that once was yours through broken amplifiers. You fade into the reverb, but I still can't let it win. I hear you in the distance, pulling me again. I feel the air around me tremble like a truth I can't let go. A spark inside the silence calling me back home. I'm falling through the echoes where the shadows start to glow. And every sound you leave behind is the one I can't outgrow. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, your voice is in the undertow. I'm rising, but I'm sinking in the echoes. Echoes of Sorenzo. Hold me in the static, guide me through the dark. Every fading memory still reaches for my heart. I'm falling through the echoes, still searching for your glow. And every wave that crashes in reminds me where to go. Oh, Mr. Sorenzo, I'm lost inside your overflow. I'm standing, but I'm drifting in the echoes. Echoes of Sorenzo. voltage rise. Neon lightning, sparks in my eyes. Fingers on the fretboard, volume high. I'm the glitch in the system you cannot find. Crowds buzzing like a circuit overload. One strum and the whole damn room explodes. Heads are buzzing from the head, banging mosh pit flows. But I'm just getting started. Watch me flow.
Baby, baby, baby. Watch me flow.
Ooh, baby, baby.
Ooh, baby, baby. Woo!
Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby.
Ooh, baby, baby. Woo! Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh. Ah! Ladies! Gentlemen! What's happening? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Guitar Angle, the weekend stream. I am Mr. Sorenzo. Mwah! How you doing today? Happy Saturday, my goodness. I gotta tell you, I am in the mood. Woo! I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. I am in the mood today. You know why? Because we got a kicker of a stream today. Because we've got, oh my lord, I gotta tell you, we got so much new stuff to talk about on the stream today. I don't even know where to start. It's gonna be an athletic guitar stream. So, first, we're gonna talk about a lesser known affordable guitar brand called Winzz Guitar. They came out with a new model. We're gonna talk about that. Then, we're gonna talk about Fender establishing new stores in Korea. South Korea, for those who wasn't sure. Then, we're gonna talk about one of my favorite guitar brands called Heritage. And we're gonna compare a Heritage standard with a Gibson Les Paul Standard 60s. So we're gonna talk about the specs of the guitar, and then we're gonna do a nice comparison. I thought it was illuminating when I was doing the work on it and trying to figure it out. I was like, my goodness. So we're gonna talk about that. There's a whole bunch of little news about Youngblood and it's some new guitars coming out in the Cort realm. We're gonna talk about that, and then there's another lesser known brand that we're gonna finish off the stream with today. Are you guys ready? Ooh, baby, baby. Ooh, baby, baby. Let's get the party started, shall we? Woo! My lord, let us get the party started. Who's that? Zuhair! What's happening? Give me a second. Hold on a second. Let me play something a little bit more mellow. That's more like it. All right. Okay, here we go. We're good to go. Where are we? What's happening? Zuhair says, hey, I'm bummed. Wow, what a way to start the conversation, Zuhair. What happened, dude? I am bummed. I bought a lava lamp type lamp. I have no idea what that is. And I put the water in as instructed, but before I can do the other steps, the water is leaking from the bottom. Had to return it to Walmart soon now. Ah, okay. Fair enough. So it's like a lamp that... it's one of those lamps that has stuff floating in it, isn't it? You pour water in it, and it has the circular stuff, like, bubbling inside. Right, okay. It's just a type of glowing lamp. That's annoying. Yeah, right. They're actually really, like, beautiful. They're, like, chill to look at, like, relaxing to look at them. Yeah, but that's annoying. You gotta go all the way back. Is the Walmart... Because you gotta go to the in person now, I think, to return it. Is it, like, far from your place? And I know New York traffic can be like, like other places have traffic. New York has traffic. Okay, I'm glad it's not too far. Okay. This is like, because that would have sucked. All right. Shall we start our first item on the docket? Let's get the party started. I hope the backing track is not that loud, the background music. Can I get a sound check? What type of lamps do you have? I want lamps on the side of my PS5 or TV or computer. I don't have lamps. I have like lights because I stream and I make videos. So I don't have any lamps. If I put a lamp here, like for example, or somewhere around here, it's gonna completely change the lighting here, like completely. So unfortunately, I'm the worst person to ask. I have a strip light back there, but it's just a strip. And you can use that too if you want. I remember before I did streaming and anything else, I had strip lights because they have glues at the back of them, right? They're sticky at the back. You can literally put those strip lights like around the frames of your table and the frames of the door and all that. And that makes it look pretty good too. From Amazon, yeah. Yeah. And connected to power adapter. The ones I bought didn't come with their own power adapter, but they had the USB thing, right? So if you have like some, Cort, like a terminal with USB inputs in it, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just, shove a power adapter on it and then use it. Yeah. So there we go. So, okay, cool. Docket, bro, you changed it. you changed the course of the stream. But I agree with you. Docket is a good thing for us to go to. All right, so let's talk about it. Comes in, starts the conversation with "I'm bummed," and then screams at me, "Docket!" Ay ay ay, ay ay ay, Zuhair. Laughs. All right, so let us get going. So I saw this on the Premier guitar, and I was like, oh, I've never seen anything like this before. So Winzz Guitars is an American company. Their guitars, I think, are made in China, but it's an American company, and they produce guitars in the more affordable range. And when I saw this title, Winzz Guitar unveils the new WGT100 electric guitar, I was like, okay, that's interesting, because this is the first thing I saw. I saw roasted maple, or something that looks like a roasted maple, a Telecaster with this sort of like a weird pickguard, whatever this shape is called, and then the body is kind of rounded, not dissimilar to Ernie Ball Music Man stuff, but also the upper part of the guitar belly is beveled, is curved, and I was like, this is interesting. It got my attention now. So I went on their website, and when I went to the website, the first thing I saw was this. It's like acoustic guitar, and then it says classical guitar here, and I'm like, this is not classical guitar. So they might have to do some work on their website. But it really looks and smells like, HQ in America, but everything ordered in China, kind of a deal. So you go to their electric guitars, and they got a whole bunch of stuff going on. This is the interesting part. So these guitars right now, these Teles that we had to look at, are for $300, right? And out of the electric guitars range that they have, the Tele and the Strat are the most expensive. So you go here, right? It's called Gravity Series Solid Alder Body TL electric guitar with roasted maple neck, humbucker, single coil pickups, rosewood fingerboard, D'Addario strings, mini double locking tremolo. Right. Now, funny, it says HSS, but this is like just two single coils. I think they had made another mistake there. So, regardless, doesn't matter. Have a look at the specs of this guitar now. So this is what we're looking at, say, right? You have an alder body, gloss polyester finish, roasted Canadian maple, 5-bolt bolt-on neck. Neck finish is satin, love that. C mini D is the neck shape. It's like you know, thinner Fender C, think of, right? 25.5-inch scale. Fingerboard, we talked about it, roasted Canadian maple or rosewood. So in this case is roasted maple. 10-inch fingerboard radius, 22 frets, medium frets, stainless steel, stainless frets. I'm assuming it's stainless steel. Synthetic bone. Nut width is a little short, 41.3, but fine, who cares? It's synthetic bone, it's solid material, so like it's hard material. Synthetic bone is pretty hard material, so. And it comes with lumen lay. I'm like, what? It comes with lumen lay? 2 ceramic single coils on the neck and the bridge, master volume and tone, Telecaster 3-position blade pickup switches, and comes in locking tuners. And I'm like, this spec is insane for $300. Like just insane, right? And I was thinking about this. If you guys joined the stream earlier, like in older streams, now this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th affordable guitar brand that we're talking about that it's spec'd out of its mind like this, right? Now, the thing to me that is impressive and makes me think a little is roasted maple. See, roasted maple is the thing that can be very costly. What do I mean by that? So obviously, when a piece of wood is chopped, you know, you cut the tree, you chop the pieces of wood you want, that wood has to go through a drying process. And depending on how hard your wood is, maple is a very hard wood, by the way, guys. So the reason you can use maple on the guitar top, but also it's used on the fretboard, is that maple is a really hard wood. It's a very dense and heavy wood, right? And the denser your wood is, think maple, think oak, think northern ash, right? So the more dense your wood is, the harder it is to dry. See, so for example, you get a piece of wood coming from the tree, it comes with 100% moisture, right? You gotta bring that moisture down to 6%, 5% of its original moisture there, right? And that drying process takes time. So you have to put the woods in a heating room, you have to put the woods sometimes in machines, in ovens, right? And they dry out, and then once they get to like the 5%, 4%, then you let them out, and then the moisture inside of the wood comes a little bit more out, and then the wood throughout will have about 5-6% moisture, right? This is a normal drying process for woods. Now, for roasted maple, or anything that you go roasted or caramelized, right? You have to put these woods in a warmer machine or heating room or whatever. It's going to be really warm. But then you have to take all the oxygen away so that the wood doesn't burn. Otherwise, you get combustion. Otherwise, you get fire, right? Like literally burning wood. So that makes that process even more expensive in terms of the labor needed to do it, operating expenditure, operating cost. All of that combined, it just makes it more expensive. Looking at this, and a whole bunch of other brands, like 3-4 other brands that we've already talked about, that they're really affordable, but they have roasted maple necks and fretboards. It makes me think that the industry has figured out a method, a cheap method to caramelize and roast these maple necks. Because these weren't there before. Like we never had, 5 years ago, I don't think we had like a scenario where a company would give you a guitar with a roasted maple neck at $300. You just don't see it. But they do now, which is insanity, which I love it, right? like in my guitars right now, the more high-end ones like literally got the roasted maple. Like the normal ones don't. So that I thought it was insane interesting. Look at that, man. Look at that neck. Okay, so I thought this was interesting. And then it comes with lumen lay. Again, lumen lay was one of the features that you would get in more expensive guitars, because the whole point of lumen lay is that you put some dots on the side so that when you're playing your guitar in the dark, you can see where you are, because that lumen lay is going to reflect the light back, right? Whatever it absorbed before. So I was like, okay, we're getting it on more affordable guitars, and more often than not, players that play more affordable guitars are not, like, they don't get this guitar and go and gig with it. But it's a nice feature, right? It's a nice feature to have. Even at home, you can have fun with it. Why not? So that was another interesting one. And then, very lastly, locking tuners again. So that was like, listen, I'm always interested. Those who know, who've been on the stream before know me enough to know that I'm a fan of PRS guitars, right? I think very highly of those guitars. I have PRS SEs at home. Now, I only actually got one PRS SE at home. But they're high quality guitars. But even a PRS SE doesn't come with locking tuners. Like, I have the Mark Holcomb 7-string signature. It's a PRS SE. It's a high-end affordable guitar. If it's not even affordable, it's mid-ranges, right? Doesn't have locking tuners. This thing comes with locking tuners? I'm like, what? So I was like, my lord, this is like a really good guitar. So Zuhair asks, could you suggest some good guitar brands, perhaps the best you can think of for budget guitars? I'm interested in getting a budget Strat type guitar. Artist guitars. Oh, Strat you said, not Tele. Sorry, I thought you said Tele. Because I was about to go with artist guitars. Because that Tele that they did for like, I think $200-300 threw it out of the park. It was insane. Like, if I'm gonna buy something for like $200-300, that's what I would buy. Strat, I genuinely don't know, Zuhair. Strat, let me think. For a Strat, I don't know, Zuhair, to be honest with you, because my assumption is that you look at, like, when you say Strat, you talk about like traditional Fender Strat style, like say Strat body shape and 3 single coils, something like that. And I was never into those guitars. Like, the only guitar I have that kind of resembles that is the Fender Hello Kitty, the Squire one. Like, you know what I mean? But I was never into that style of guitar, to be fully honest with you. Like, so I wouldn't be the best person to ask that. Like, if you were saying like, all right, Super Strats or Teles, those are the guitars that I'm into. So like, I go through those in and out. It's traditional Strat, I genuinely don't know, dude. I'm so sorry. So I'm not aware of that. My best choice for now is Jet JS400. Let's have a look at it. Is that on Sweetwater? I think we had a chat about this before, didn't we? I have a feeling that, or maybe not. Actually, no. All right. Is that the color you're going for? I didn't see that in you. I didn't know you like black guitars. Let me see if they got it. I mean, I genuinely doubt it, but let's just see if they have it on Sweetwater. Jet JS400. No, they don't. Not a surprise. Okay, so let's go through this website. So, your Zuhair says, no, I'm going for the sunburst color, but I may get the black one too. Oh, okay, so you're buying 2 guitars. Interesting. Okay. You must really like this brand. Then, if you want to buy two, you're going for like the same thing. You must really like it. But let's have a chat. Okay. I don't know where the other color is here. How can I access the other color? Like, just for us to see. Okay. Let's go through the specs for a second. So, Canadian roasted maple. Again. See that? Again, another brand. We were just talking about it. This is like $400. Right? I'm like, since when $400 guitars comes with Canadian roasted maple? Like, isn't this insane? This is so good. Like, man, when we started to play guitar, like when I was a kid, things weren't like that. Like, people would tell you, hey, don't go and buy a full-on cheap guitar because that thing is going to be unusable within a month. So you would start with a mid-range guitar, like for those who wanted to seriously play. Now it's like, all right, yeah, here's the $200 guitar, roasted maple, hand-wound pickups, locking tuners, and lumen leg. Here, have it. Like, what? Zora says, I didn't try this brand before, but the reviews are good on YouTube. Okay, so Canadian roasted maple neck, modern C neck shape, roasted maple or rosewood fretboard. You better go for the roasted maple fingerboards here. I'm just putting it out there. 9.5-inch radius. Old school. 165-inch nut with bone polymer fiber since 2015. Okay, so older models come with bone, but they went with polymer fiber since 2015. And I'm assuming because since 2015, their costs went up to the sky. So they had to make some measures there. Okay, fair enough. They had to do some savings here. Double action truss rod, 25.5-inch scale, 22 frets, basswood body. Okay, not bad. HSS ceramic. You like HSS, didn't you? You like the combo of both. Tremolo, floating bridge, basically. 5-way switch in the controls, chrome hardware, and obviously the color black here. Okay, where is that roasted color? The sunburst color, rather. Where is it? Why can't I find it here? There we go. So you want to get the one here. I must have at least one humbucker, that I know. Yeah, fair enough, dude. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Interesting. Double action. Yeah, same stuff. Okay, that's an interesting guitar, dude. That's an interesting guitar. You got nice curves there, nice bevels there. The neck hug looks comfortable. So that is the neck gloss. And if the neck is gloss, are you okay with it? I don't know whether this is like a normal reflection of the light there, or if this is actually gloss. Like, I can't tell. It doesn't say. I'd be keen to know. Okay. Zuhair asks, is basswood an unfavorable bodywood? Absolutely not. No. Not, why? No. Like I told you earlier, I only seen it on inexpensive guitars. No, dude. No. Basswood is not a bad tone wood on the guitars at all. It's basswood in terms of its, okay, so from a buyer's perspective, right? Basswood is not as predictable as, say, mahogany or maple in terms of its density and weight, but it's not as unpredictable as crazy and ashwood either. And in terms of its tonal qualities, it's a little bit more darker than, say, your ash, right? So it's a little less bright. It's a little bit more mid-heavy, just a little bit more than ash, as an example, like swamp ash, right? And so because Basswood on its own, it's not that crazily heavy. Like, it sits somewhere in the middle. It's not in the higher ranges of heaviness. That little bit of unpredictableness when it comes to you know how heavy your guitar is going to be like is negligible. It is a consideration for you because you're buying this guitar in all likelihood online. You're not going to a guitar store and play it. If I'm accurate, can you confirm? So because of that, ideally you wanna you know, maybe message the guys there and say, hey, like email them, say, hey, look, how heavy is it, and things of that nature. So ask your questions. But overall, no, it's not unfavorable at all. Comparing with Ash, it's a little bit more stable, predictable rather. It's a little bit more got a little bit more mid and low end. No, it's not as bright as Ash, and it's not a dense and heavy piece of wood comparing with mahogany or maple. No. I wouldn't look at it like an unfavorable piece of wood at all. No. Yeah. Right. I think what's more interesting to me is to see in a guitar like this, I want to see if they've got like small details right. Like I'd be keen to see that, because on paper these specs look insane good, right? This looks awesome, like just great. But like, for example, when I bring a guitar home, like when I buy a guitar rather, so one of the things I always check, for example, is the fretboard's edge, the fret's edges, to make sure nothing is edged. I put my hand on the, you know, the bridge and make sure there's nothing sharp or pointing out there. Make sure it stays in tune, things of that nature. How well the nut is cut. So there are minor details there. It will be interesting to see how well they got those details right. Like any other guitar, by the way, not just these guys. But no, I wouldn't. Don't stress on Basswood. Basswood is just fine. Yeah. All right, let me have a sip of this coffee. Hold on a second. My goodness. So tell me, what? Zuhair is loud and about. Why is Twitch so quiet today? Where is everybody on Twitch? On YouTube, people are there. On Twitch, Twitch is quiet today. Twitch needs to be more athletic. We need to wake up a little. This is an issue. But hey, just to give everyone's brain a bit of a rest, shall we talk about a couple of tiny little news that I saw and I was like, that's interesting. So Fender is going, like, Fender and Gibson, for those who don't know, are starting to go direct to consumer. They started this, I don't know, 3 years ago, shortly really after COVID. They really started to push this whole thing of going direct to consumer. So you can see you have the Gibson Garage now opening up a new store in London a while ago, in America obviously, and Korea now. Fender has opened a new store in Korea, so they're really going direct. You can also see it in like I went to Melbourne Guitar Show January this year or so, almost a year ago, and they had their whole like separate thing going on, like their whole entire showroom just for themselves, completely separate to everybody else. So Fender is really going direct to consumer in a way, so you can see them doing that more and more. And they opened this new store in Korea now, which I thought it was a very interesting choice. Very, very interesting, because they, you know, you have Fender Japan, right? But they went to Korea, and the reason that was interesting is because, well, there's a ginormous guitar building industry in Korea. In fact, a lot of LTDs, a lot of Squiers, if I'm not mistaken. A more affordable version of guitars used to be made in Korea. Then they were moved to China and Indonesia and now India. But the guitar culture there is pretty vibrant. Nevertheless, I saw this article and I was like, oh, that's interesting. It's from a while ago, 6 months ago, that Korea is one of the most dynamic and exciting markets in the world. And the title is right. Fender has gone there. They've got a store there. Now they got a presence there with the whole, you know, guitar player experience thing going on. So I thought that was really interesting. And then news comes out this week that Fender is now starting to actually go for Korean artists. So they're really pushing the Korean market, aren't they? So there is a Korean songwriter called Jaymez. And now he has a signature Strat. And the signature Strat that he has is not for the American market. So when you go to Fender's website right now and search for Jaymez's signature, you can't find it. So it's an Asia market only kind of a thing, which I thought that was interesting. So I thought that was like one piece of interesting news that I saw that, oh, okay, out of all places, we're really pushing Korea. And I'm like, that's interesting. Right. And so that was fun to sort of talk about and have a look. And then another little article that I saw that I was like, oh, this is also interesting too, was I read that someone stole Mark Tremonti's guitar, like this is years ago, but then a fan brought it back and I'm like, man, what are the chances? So this is a single cut PRS that he thought he lost forever. And this is the article, so check this out. The 6-string finish in a striking Tiger Eye burst was one of the earliest single-cut guitars to ever come off the PRS production line. That's a unicorn guitar. It's his main instrument for open D5 tuning songs in Alter Bridge and Creed, but for a while, he had to live without it. The guitar was stolen from me back when he had a rehearsal spot in Orlando. Somebody had broken in and stolen a bunch of stuff, but the guitar gods were smiling down on him as the thief, apparently loitering outside a Guitar Center looking for a buyer, came across someone willing to take it off their hands because they knew exactly what guitar it was. Somebody bought this guitar from somebody in a Guitar Center parking lot, called the police and said this is Mark Tremonti's guitar, and they were nice enough to call us up and brought it for whatever price they paid for it. And I'm like, isn't that insane? First of all, hats off to that Good Samaritan's conscience. Like, that's a good Samaritan. Like, that's a person that does the right thing. Because think of it like this, it is tempting for those of you who are like guitar freaks. Obviously, most of us will do the same thing. But there are a lot of people that buy like stolen stuff for cheap and they can't help it. It's too tempting for them. Hats off to that person. Like, imagine you see a unicorn guitar and you know what it is, you know who it is for, and instead of just buying it for like really cheap and keeping it, buying it and then take it back knowing that you might not get your money back. Isn't that insane? That's a good Samaritan. So firm handshake. Firm handshakes. Wish the thief was caught? Me too. Me too. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people, when they gig, they don't take their more expensive stuff out there. Because like a lot of times you put it in a car and then you go and have some dinner and then somebody breaks in and steals everything. Happened to too many people, man. Happens to too many people. So I was like, this is like really fun. You know, this is really, it was a fun article for me to read because, yeah, it sucks, man. Imagine have a unicorn guitar, build a relationship with that guitar. It's your main guitar for a lot of the songs, and then somebody comes and takes it away. Imagine, like, do you guys have that? Like, do you guys have one main guitar? Like, that's the guitar that you feel like it's yours? Because I have one, and I feel like, you know what, that's my guitar, and I'll be really upset if anything happens to it. That's the guitar that whenever I go, where I go, it goes with me. Where I sleep, it sleeps with me. It doesn't, like, that's the guitar that is with me all the time. Do you guys have that? Like, do you guys? Because the other side of the argument, right, is that, oh, it's just a tool, man. It's just a piece of wood. Go and buy another one. You know what I mean? And for most guitars, I do have that attitude, but there's this one of them that is kind of special to me. And I'm not going to say which one. Don't ask me. But yeah, I thought that was like a fun roller coaster of like for those of you who are invested in guitars emotionally, that's a roller coaster. All right, let me have a sip of this thing before we actually, like, this is the favorite part of the string for me. So let me do this. Let me do this before we continue. I, as per our tradition, want to pop a can to your health, guys. Want to pop a can to your health. Boy, oh boy, love seeing you guys here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Like I say it every weekend, love talking with you guys, love talking about guitars with you guys, and you come here and this is my favorite part of the week. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is to your health. Ooh, baby. Yeah. All right. One more second. Let us continue with our items on the docket, shall we? Let us continue. So, check this out. Heritage guitars. Believe it or not, we briefly talked about these guys before in some older stream, but it's becoming one of my favorite brands. I'll be fully honest with you guys. So for those of you who don't know, my birthday is coming really soon, and I was considering maybe I should buy myself a Gibson Les Paul for my birthday, like something really good, secondhand, right? So I don't have to pay too much money for it. And if it's a little older, I actually like guitars from early 2000. I mean, I don't know how I feel about buying a Gibson guitar from early 2000 because of the quality control issues they used to have. But a Les Paul shape, right? And so, you know, I just found another excuse. My birthday became another excuse for me to go on and nerd about guitar details and everything else. And so, Heritage guitar is obviously like a ginormous candidate for anybody, like, you know, that wants to buy a high quality Les Paul shaped guitar. And obviously it's a high quality guitar, but the builders here are a lot of the ex-Gibson employees that stayed in Kalamazoo, and they sort of branched out. You know, Gibson moved to Nashville, these guys stayed in Kalamazoo, and the guitars are high quality. They don't have the same resale value as Gibsons, obviously, but I'm not buying a guitar to sell it, you know. The quality is great. So, let's talk about this guitar for a second, because I'm finding it more and more interesting, and I may buy one. It just looks insane too. So, the Standard 2 Collection H150 is similar to a Gibson's 60s Standard. So that's like, if you want to draw equivalents, that's what the equivalent would be, right? So, let's watch it in action. What do we have? You got a modern wiring in its electronics. It's weight relieved, unlike the Gibson 60s. Custom shop pickups, 225 standard humbuckers. There's so many good reviews about them online. You know, they have a new veneer under headstocks, 60s neck profile, and obviously American made. These are the colors that they come with. And I am so obsessed with the chestnut burst and the dirty lemon. Like, I'm really, really into it. And if these photos like do an accurate job, like I'm sort of like more leaning towards this. So let's go and check it out. This guitar is not a cheap guitar. It's $2,600, right? But for $2,600, obviously, 2-year warranty, built to standard specs, usually ships in 2-3 weeks. Solid body, obviously. Curly maple top. By the way, guys, this is a AAA top, okay? This is a very, very well well, good looking maple top. This is AAA to me. It looks insane good. Genuine mahogany with weight relief. So either Cuban or Honduran mahogany, which is again expensive because especially in the Cuban mahogany case, there's like import-export restrictions on it. So if they can find some, it's going to be very expensive. Chestnut burst, nitrocellulose with vintage gloss. Again, perfect for vintage guitar because nitrocellulose yellows over time, so your guitar actually ages. Gloss, okay, fine. If the gloss is only at the top, I'm digging it, but I don't like gloss necks. It's like sticky. I don't like that. Nevertheless, rosewood fretboard, 12-inch radius, Jescar medium jumbo frets, bone nut, 60s C neck profile, neckwood is genuine mahogany, head plate, headstock, veneer with heritage logo, 22 frets, 24 3/4 inch scale, trapezoid inlays. Talked about the pickups already. Tunomatic bridge, plastic pickguard, comes with elixir strings, heritage tuners, I don't think they're locking, and a standard case. Right? All of these for $2,600. It's an awesome looking guitar. And on paper, it makes perfect sense to have it. Like, it's a great guitar, right? And I was like, okay, well, let me see how much value this actually offers if I compare this to a Gibson Les Paul 60s, right? So now the 60s, the first thing you immediately see is that the price tag is $200 more expensive. So this is $2,800. This is $2,600, right? So this guitar is non-weight relieved, right? Unlike the standard here that is weight relieved. So weight relief, by the way, for those who don't know, you basically have some holes strategically built into the guitar, especially if you have a guitar that is made with heavy woods like mahogany and maple, and that reduces the weight of your guitar a little bit, right? That's called weight relief. And the 60s is not weight relieved. You know, carved maple cap, love that. Mahogany neck with a slim taper profile, so this is a thinner, you know, C-shape 60s guitar neck as opposed to the 50s chunky stuff, you know, the necks. Italian rosewood fretboard, trapezoid inlays, 22 medium jumbo frets, 60s burst bucker pickups, which is one of Gibson's selling point. The burst buckers sound awesome, and a Gibson hard shell case, right? But here's the thing, though. When you look at compare these specs together, and I had a comparison sheet. Hold on, see if I can find it. I had a comparison sheet. Where is it? There we go. Right. So when I compare these two together, for $2,600, I have a feeling that, like, unless somebody really wants the burst buckers in the pickup, like, unless that's the selling point for you and you really want that Gibson burst bucker 60s pickup, there's no reason why somebody wouldn't go for heritage. So burst buckers and resale value is a thing that Gibson has like an advantage. Like, resale value basically means brand, right? So brand and the burst buckers are the two things that Gibson really has an advantage over the heritage. Otherwise, every other spec, heritage kind of wins, right? Like the fact that you have a heavy, like, you don't want to play it with a 10-pound guitar for a long time. Solid mahogany Les Paul with no relief sits around 10 pounds, like 4.5, 5 kilos. With neck relief, you can bring it down to 3.5 kilos, 8 pounds. You know, something like that. So, heritage wins here for sure. Top wood, you get double A figured maple, and you get a triple A maple in heritage. So double A for Gibson, triple A in heritage. So heritage again wins here. 60s next profiles they're very similar. Humbuckers we just talked about, but both of them are Alnico 5, you know. Electronics, the Gibson one is traditional. You get the coil taps in the Heritage. Again, Heritage wins here. Logo, brand Gibson wins. Nut material, Heritage wins for sure. So this is a Graphtec nut. This is bone nut. Bone wins, guys, any day. Right? So really, unless you really want the burst buckers and the Gibson brand, Heritage is the way to go for the same guitar. And I thought this was really interesting. Right? It tells you the power of brand, man. It really does. Right? Because the Heritage pickups are not bad at all. Like, if you guys listen to them, like, in videos, they sound awesome. But yeah. This is a lesser spec guitar. $200 more expensive. So, like, if anyone wants to buy a Les Paul and keep it, and your price range is around $2,500–$2,600, this is a big candidate, big time. And by the way, the other burst is awesome too, the Dirty Lemon. Look at how amazing this thing is stained. Come on, open up the page, baby. Don't do that to me. There we go. Like, look at that stain job, y'all. Isn't this amazing? This is insane. So, good news for us, Sweetwater has those specific guitars out. Like, you can see the, if I find it here, hold on. Why can't I? Where is it? Come on, you're not telling me that Sweetwater doesn't have it here. Are you kidding me? Heritage Standard? Don't tell me we don't have it here, man. Don't do that. Oh my. It's okay. Why? Oh God, okay. Never mind. I'll take back what I said, guys. My bad. Heritage is like, really? Okay. Fine. What I was hoping to show you was specific images of like actual Lemon Burst guitar, because this is just one photo, right? But these wood patterns change. So let's check this out. See if we can find like an actual. Is that the, like a real photo, in the room photo? There we go. Like, this looks awesome. I really dig this, honestly. Like, I don't like the fact, because I don't like pickguards in Les Pauls. So if I buy something like this, I'm going to take these screws away. And the bummer is that the screw hole is going to be there. But yeah, I was like, whatever. But this looks awesome. Anyways. So I thought that was an interesting comparison for us to do, to do that. All right, what do we have here? Wish the thief was caught. Where are you originally from? Why did you move to Australia? I was born in Japan. I moved to Australia because I just wanted to move somewhere new. Come on, Sorenzo, don't ignore me. Ignore you? No, I was reading the guitar stuff. But weight relief is super important for heavy guitars like Les Pauls. Yeah, I agree with you. It is pretty important, especially like for people who, even if you play seated, to be honest with you, because I was long time ago, I was all under the false impression that if you have a heavy guitar and you play seated mostly, it doesn't impact you like that much, and I was wrong. It really does. Like if you have hold a heavy guitar, it does make a difference. Will you read my messages? Really? Bro, I'm just like, I'm in the middle of reading something else. Like, I can look at one thing at a time, Zuhair. Not two things. I'm gonna go. Fair enough, dude. Take care of yourself. Have a good Saturday evening. I'll catch you when you come back next. I remember Japan, but wasn't sure. Does Australia have huge spiders? Have you touched any? Australia has huge spiders, and I have not touched any. No, and I don't think I intend to. Those things are. It doesn't, like, here's the thing with Australia. The spiders don't have to be big to be dangerous or toxic. There's this thing called redback spider, and that thing stings you. You're gonski if you don't get medical help right away, and they're very tiny. So yeah, no, the spiders don't have to be big in Australia to kill you. Dude, I wish the Heritage LPs were cheaper. I know, right? You should be able to find, look, because it's not a Gibson brand, it's not Gibson or Fender. Let me share my screen again. Because it's not Gibson or Fender, you can find one in a secondhand market and negotiate it to half price or 60% of the price in good condition. Like 60%, you can do that. You just have to look a little. You have to search for it a little. But try secondhand markets. Like try Facebook markets or wherever the secondhand guitar service is in your local area. Because I use Facebook markets a lot. I don't know how that works in New York. You should be able to get one with 60% of the price in the current market. Just putting it out there. Like, so this is $2,600. If you look hard enough, you might be able to get something for $1,600 or $1,500 secondhand. Sorry, in a tired mood now. I noticed. Those spiders are my fear of moving to Australia. There's a lot of them. So Australia is not for the faint-hearted. To be fully honest with you, especially like the bushlands of Australia, like outside the metro areas, with all the snakes and everything, it really isn't for the faint-hearted. Like the local crowd is used to it. It's like, yeah, whatever, you know. But good God, interesting question. Heritage LPs also have the famous Gibson headstock angling thingy. Ah, right. Good. That's a really good question. I think so. Yes. So if you have a look, it's a very similar neck headstock kind of joint. These guys, they're ex-Gibson employees. So the guitars that they make is very, very similar to what Gibson does. The guitar building paradigm is very Gibson. So yes, it does. I don't think, I could be wrong. So don't quote me on this. I have a feeling that they have that stock, they have that angle, but it's not as harsh as a Gibson angle. And the reason I say that is because this guitar doesn't seem to have extra reinforcements in that area. It doesn't seem to have that extra bulge of wood out there to reinforce that area of the neck. And those ones are kind of needed in a Gibson guitar just because of that heavy angle. It increases the chances of your headstock breaking if your guitar gets bumped into something. You know, that heavy angle is responsible for a lot of these Gibson neck breakages. So I have a feeling that it has the angle, but the angle is not as heavy as a Gibson, and I could be wrong here. I will stay on for now. Was that you getting upset? You see, was that you getting upset with not getting back to you? Just say, I'm gonna leave now. Okay, fair enough, dude. Whatever works. Whatever works. See how you feel like with your mood, and do what's best for you. I get it. Alrighty. So let us go to the next item on our docket, shall we? Now, this was like a little small article that I saw the other day, and I was like, that's really mature of Youngblood. So check this out. You don't get mature these days and with a bunch of musicians and everything, right? But this guy, he's really grounded. He's really good. Like, I've seen a couple of interviews from him. I've read a lot of articles about him. Obviously, the thing that we all loved about what Youngblood did was how he went to the, ticketing companies and tried to negotiate down the cost of concert tickets for his fans, because like $200 was expensive, so he brought it down to 60, I think, something like that. He's a very grounded guy. He's not that emotional, crazy, whatever thing that you'd get in an artist. He's really grounded. He's really mature. I like that about him. So Youngblood fires back at the Darkness. Darkness is a British rock band, guys, over Ozzy Osbourne tribute criticism. They were trying to be doormen at a party they weren't invited to. And I'm like, oh, what is that about? So, the British rocker says he views the reaction as evidence that the performance had made an impact. Okay, first of all, Youngblood's performance in Back to the Beginning made an impact. That performance was one of the very few performances this year that it made me feel like rock and roll is still alive. It's not dead yet. Okay? If you guys haven't seen that performance with Youngblood and Nuno Bettencourt and a group of others, the song Changes, Ozzy Osbourne's Changes, check it out. It's really good. Anyways, so what happened was there's this, I don't want to be rude, but there's this idiot, Dan Hawkins from The Darkness, that went on Instagram after posting images of Youngblood and Ariana Grande saying, look, another nail in the coffin of rock and roll. Cynical, nauseating, and more importantly, shit. And I'm like, that is such a crappy thing to say. Somebody's jealous, right? And so it was insane. It was weird. When I read it, I'm like, how the hell would you say that? In a video posted, Justin Hawkins writes again, YouTube channel, the band's frontman expanded on his brother's comment. So, two geniuses, accusing Youngblood of positioning himself as a natural heir to the Ozzy legacy, having nothing to do with the really important stuff. I read that and I'm like, talking about maturity and not throwing a temper tantrum and, whatever. Here's why Youngblood is really important. He really is probably the only young rock and roll artist, singer, that is right now so iconic and gotten so big. And we don't have any other person that does something like the way he does. And he's an extremely talented musician. He's a great singer, by the way. It's not like it was handed to him for free or whatever. He really brought it whole back to life for a young generation. And so the fact that people trash on him, it tells me it really is jealousy. Because look, here's the thing, right? If Youngblood comes in, or somebody like Youngblood comes in and makes the rock and roll scene bigger and bigger and bigger, that means more rock and roll audience for these two idiots and their crappy bands and every other rock and roll band, right? In the world where everyone's on Spotify and with a monthly membership of $10, you can access every music that is out there. So the barrier of entry is really low. The bigger you make the fan base of rock and roll, the bigger the pie is for everybody. So even if you get a smaller percentage of the pie, when the size of the pie gets bigger, you get more pie. Right? Youngblood is helping them with their business. So when these guys go on and talk crap like this about him, it just tells me jealousy. It makes no business sense whatsoever. Let me put it out there. Okay? Right? In a scenario when the barrier of entry is zero, Spotify, YouTube, you name it, Apple Music, when the pie gets bigger, everybody eats more. And he's one of the very few artists right now that is making the rock and roll pie bigger. Okay? Now, talking about that comment when he said, oh, he's positioning himself as he's the heir to Ozzy's legacy. He's not the heir to Ozzy's legacy. Let me tell you what happened. He was invited to perform in that concert by Ozzy. He was invited. Okay? And he went on and did a kick-ass show. And everybody loved it. And Ozzy loved it. And he built a relationship with him there. He's not positioning himself as the heir. Okay? That's what happened. That's not positioning yourself as the heir to Ozzy. And that moment, that song meant so much to him that he kept singing it. Okay? If you like Ozzy's song and you want to sing it, no one's stopping you from singing it live. Go sing it too. Sing the same song. This is just some temper tantrum from a bunch of jealous idiots. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe they said that. You want people like him in this industry so that the pie gets bigger for everybody. So rock and roll comes back to life again. Otherwise, all we were left with is just trap and electronic music and AI music. All we're left is AI now. If people like this are not appreciated and celebrated. I just want to put it out there. Zuhair asks, you went to his live concert? No, they haven't. He hasn't been in Australia yet. I don't think he's came down here. If he comes, I will go. 100% will go. Are you on Spotify? Yes, I am on Spotify. I have a rock and metal playlist. You could follow them if you want. Sounds good. Why don't you send me the link of that on Instagram? I'll have a look. Let's see. I'm actually looking for new songs right now to listen to. So, for fairness, I always am. The thing is, I mean, just keep listening to songs the whole time, you know? Just always am trying to find some new songs. Yeah, I noticed, man, I ran out of metal songs that I like to play. I started to play some old Metallica songs that are not that, like, they're easier to play too, like, comparing with, like, more modern metal songs. And I started, like, doing jazz stuff now, like, because I'm just running out of metal music that I like to play. Not like to listen, but just, like to play. So, yeah. The metal band Lords of the Trident is cool. Heard of them from another live streamer friend's live chat. Yeah, haven't heard of those guys. If you got them in your playlist, I'll have a listen. Yeah. So that was like, I learned Enter Sandman and Sharp Dressed Man ZZ Top. Yeah, pretty good songs. Enter Sandman's so good. I played Enter Sandman's solo. Like, I finished covering it some time ago. I didn't make any content out of it. Maybe I should, actually. I'll see if I can. I'll do a video of that Enter Sandman solo because it's so good. It's so good, and I got a really good wah setup in my Line 6 Helix. So that can be actually a good thing to play. I think it's hard for me to figure out the wah's notes if there was a wah. Yeah, you're right. It does get harder, especially if the wah's range is a high range wah. Any tips? Just listen and experiment and figure it out, to be honest with you. If you want to go with ear, right? So if you want to figure the song out with your ears, the only way to do it is just to goof around, play and experiment and figure it out. Do it with your wah and then see if you can figure out the sound. The alternative is just finding the tab online. I don't know, like, there are a whole bunch of tabs like Ultimate Guitar or whatever service. Yeah. So you use tabs? Yeah, I use tabs. Yeah, sometimes I use tabs. Sometimes I use ears. It really depends on what I'm trying to do. So if I'm just trying to learn a quick song and move on with my life, I'll probably go to tabs. But a lot of times it's been the case that I actually want to experience the song. And that's the time when I use my ear only. Now, a lot of times when it comes to tabs, by the way, is that you go and look at the tabs online. So not chords, like tabs. You go and look at the tabs and you're like, oh, this is wrong. Because, you know the song, you listen to it, and you look at the tabs and you're like, this is not right. So then it's back to you listening to the ear, you listening to the song and figuring it out with your ears. So then that'll be, sometimes it's tabs only, sometimes it's ears only. A lot of times it's a combination of both. Because these tabs are not perfect. Like, they're not, some of them are like, officially certified by those websites, like Ultimate Guitar does that. But more often than not, these tabs are just like people like you and I who are passionate about a song and they just make a tab. Like the other day, a few months ago, I saw a tab of a Bandmate song, the solo. It's a Japanese band called Bandmate. And they had a solo there. Oh no, it wasn't a Bandmate. It was Nuno Bettencourt solo. It was Extreme's #Rebel solo, if I'm not mistaken. One of these solos. And a guy was selling them for $60 US. The tab for the solo. And I'm like, get out of here. So I went on and listened to it with my ear and I posted on Ultimate Guitar for free. So, like, I do things like that. Yeah. I started using my ears since past 3 years, getting good at it. Yeah, that's so important, dude. It actually helps your guitar playing. Stronger, like, no one ever got to a disadvantage having good ears. So, keep doing that. It makes your guitar playing better, too. I am playing 16 years so far. Agreed, if you really want to learn a song fast, use the highest rated tab from Ultimate Guitar. There you go, yeah. Songster good too if UG doesn't have the tab. Okay. Yeah. So that's how it works, But it's fun. Like sometimes just I have fun with it. Like I see a tab that is like sold for $90 or $60 online and just for a solo. And I just go on and transcribe it and I put it online for free. Like I take joy in that. I have a problem with somebody transcribing somebody else's music and then selling that. I don't like it. I don't think it's right. So when I see scenarios like this and I like that song, my inner Robin Hood comes out. And and funny enough, I tell you what, I think it was, hold on, I could be wrong. Let's test this together. So let me share my screen. I could be wrong, but let's test this. So I'm gonna go Extreme. Was it #Rebel? #Rebel tabs? I don't think it was #Rebel, was it? Hold on. No, it's not #Rebel. My good lord, what was that? Hold on a second. I gotta find this now. Give me a second. Give me a second. I gotta find that. Thicker than blood. It's Extreme thicker than blood, not Rebel. Alright. We know where we are now. Alright, sharing the screen now. Check this out. So, check this out. I'm on Google, right? So I'm not in a search page or anything. I'm in Google. So Extreme thicker than blood guitar tab. Right? Check this out. The first Google search response, thicker than blood solo guitar pro by Extreme. That's literally, look who's the author, your boy. It's me. See that? Literally. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like SEO to the max. So when somebody wants to see the solo, this is literally the first result on Google search. How good is that? Like, this is awesome. I was so excited. Like, you know what I mean? And so now, I'll tell you guys what. So check this out. Paid tabs, see this? This is what I saw that got me inspired to actually do this. Paidtabs.com. There was this guy that is selling the same thing that I put there on for free for $60. Can you guys see this? This is the thing that I saw that got me inspired to, like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna sit down and do it, transcribe it. Took me like less than an hour. It didn't take me long. I don't remember how long it took me, but it didn't take me long. And I did it, and now everybody can enjoy it for free. And somebody else is not going to benefit from Nuno's and Extreme's hard work. Because it's their tabs. You don't get somebody else's tab and then sell it. That's stealing. So you can write music on Guitar Pro? No. What you do is that you... what I did was, I transcribed it on Guitar Pro. Sorry, you said Guitar Pro. Sorry, dude. I read Guitar Pro, I thought Ultimate Guitar. Yes. You write music on Guitar Pro, and then you get that file and you upload it on Ultimate Guitar. That's right. Dan, I always found that too much work and didn't learn that. Yeah, fair enough, dude. It is a little bit of work to get used to it, but once you get used to it, it's okay. You speed up. It's like working with any software, right? You know, when you work with a DAW, with like any other music software, it takes some time for you to find your way around. But once you find your way around, you speed up. And Guitar Pro is no exception either. I know the process, the time signatures kept confusing me. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You learned all the stuff, how to add bends, rests, and etc. Yes, I did. Almost all of it, yes. I spent a lot of time on it. I did, yeah. So, if I go to that tab. And this tab is like a quick work. So, this tab that I made here is actually pretty quick work. But you got the rests, you got the vibratos, you know, subtle vibratos, you have your bends, you have your harmonics. Yeah, so all the stuff, palm muting, all of that. And there's like some like little nuances that are not there. And I thought maybe I should put it there, but to be honest with you, even when I play the same solo that I transcribed, I play it differently every time. So the little things here and there, I change it and it makes it more fun. So I thought maybe let's not dictate everything to the person who's reading it. I could spend another half an hour on it and do it, but I thought maybe not. Yeah. Can I play it? Yeah, I played it. I made a YouTube short out of it. It's like 6 months ago, a year ago. I don't know how long ago it was. Yeah. I can play that song. I haven't played it for a long time, and I probably have to warm up for some time before I can do it. But I actually have a YouTube video on it. There was a short video on it some time ago. I posted it. Don't remember when it was, but the video is there. Yeah. So there you go. That is our thing. All right, one minor little news left. One tiny little news I want to talk about before we talk about the next guitar. I guess you cannot play the tab now on this web page. Ah, okay. I should be able to play it. Hold on. Give me a segundo. Let me test. Yeah. I can play it. Hold on. There we go. Can you guys hear it? Yeah, drums and bass. Wow. Yeah, so I did the drums and the bass. So you got the drums here, and then you got the bass here, And the bass is really simple. It's just the same thing repeating itself over and over, same phrase. But yeah, and Extreme is, you know, they have like a drummer, a bassist, and Nuno. So this is in a lot of ways complete. So yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. Thank you. I find doing this so much work. It's a lot of fun. Like, to be honest with you, like I do it, when I do it, it doesn't feel like work so much. Like it feels like I'm just chilling, you know? You know what I mean? It's just like relaxing for me in a lot of ways. And so I do that for hobby. So, yeah. I won't underestimate you again. Don't do that ever again, Zuhair. Look at me. Don't you ever do that again. I have a GP8. Same for you. Guitar Pro 8. Bro, I don't remember. Let me check. Yes, I do have the GP8. Yes, it is the 8. Yeah, I know what you mean. That what makes you do it. Yeah, trying to make it that for me too. Yeah, dude. Like whenever, look, it's one of those things. Like if you are not transcribing for a living, right? You just gotta feel like whenever you feel the tension, like you feel the gravity of it, the pull of it. Whenever you feel it, just answer that call. And sometimes you feel it, and sometimes you don't, and it's like that for me too, right? I think the thing that makes it more fun is like you answer the call when the call is there. When you feel like the gravity pulling you towards doing it. You know what I mean? Then you answer that call. Because if you don't, if you sometimes feel like maybe I should do this, and then maybe it's that versus Spider-Man. And maybe, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna play Spider-Man on my PS or whatever, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with playing games or whatever not. But I'm just saying that whenever if this is something you like to do, or anything extracurricular guitar related that you want to do, whenever you feel like there's a little pull in there, answer that call, and you'll see that you'll end up actually doing it, and it's a lot of fun. And a lot of times you don't, and that's completely fine, totally fine too, right? All right, this is what I want to show everybody. Check this out. As a person who, I guess I'm a cat person now, because I wasn't. I was always a dog person. But I saw this article and I'm like, this is awesome. Now, guys, this article is written by Jeff Stone, and those who are regular on the stream knows they know they're familiar with previous masterpieces of Jeff Stone in guitar articles. So take everything with a grain of salt. But I saw this and I'm like, this is an interesting concept. So there is an Etsy shop called Paws and Picks. That basically they have this 3D printed cat-shaped pickguards for Telecasters, Stingrays, and other guitars. And I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, I may actually get one for my Telecaster. But basically what happens is that you go to this Etsy shop called Three Stools, and you basically, you know, land on a design, and then they 3D print it and send it your way. And there's apparently there's so much demand on that store. Yeah. Responding to overwhelming demand, Julia launched Three Stools to bring high-quality 3D printed feline flair to the masses. The shop has quickly become a go-to destination for weird, wonderful guitar mods that stand out on stage and social media. Yeah, with correct size and all. Yeah, standard Telecaster. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Give me a segundo. Let's all get a 3D printer. Yeah, apparently they're not that expensive. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. But from my understanding, the printer itself is not expensive anymore. The ink is, whatever that material is to 3D print. That's what I heard. I could be wrong. Check this out. So hold on. Screw it. Maybe I should buy one. Dude, that's a great idea. Let me research that a little. See what the costs are involved. I could do it at home if it's not. All right, anyways, let's check the store out and then I'll Etsy. Hold on. It's called 3 Stools. Cat Pickguard. Yeah, there we go. All right, hold on. This is the store, y'all. So these prices are in Australian dollars. So let's combine that to Jesus Christ. Can we convert that to American dollars? Or do I have to do the conversion? So this cat one that we saw there is 85 Aussie dollars. So that's about, I don't know, 55 US dollars. The Gibson Les Paul one is about also 55 US dollars. He got tone knobs. This is like for cat maniacs. What's happening here? Mrs. Peachy would love one of these on my guitar. I'm not gonna lie to you. Mrs. Peachy would love one of these on my guitar. Dorotio, what's happening, man? How are you? Hi, Metal Maniacs. What's up? Good, brother. How you doing? How would you get the pickguard requests? Etsy. Online store. I purchased 2 Telecaster type guitars, but haven't opened them. How, brother, you have... How can you buy a guitar and not open it? I don't have it in me, dude. Like, the longest I've lasted is like a few hours. So tell me, what kind of Telecaster did you get? You got 2 of them. What did you get? Like, what's the brand and model and color? Tell me, let's look it up. I've been keen to figure that out since we had that chat together on. Like, I've been keen to see what you're gonna buy since we had that chat on and about the Teles. So, do let me know. While we're waiting on that, I wanted to, guys, talk about another guitar that a new version of it came out. And I thought that was an interesting guitar. Check this out. Hold on. Before we do that. The Earl TL380 and Leo James Podcaster. Let's look it up. We got to look it up. Earl TL380. There we go. And then the Leo James Podcaster. We'll try both, but keep one only, the one I like best. Okay. Oh my. Oh God, okay, look at that. Woo! Hold on. Look at that, y'all. So this is the first one. And if you are going with the same color as your Chapman, you're getting the blue one. In all likelihood, this is what you went for. That's my guess. Is that the one you had, Doroteo? Like, I won't be surprised. Because you like that color. You had that on your Chapman, if I'm not mistaken. Zuhair says, reviews are good for both Earl and LJ guitars. Good choices. I'm interested in the Eart guitar, too. Yes, trying to improve my technical skills. Nice. Okay, so this is the one. Let's have a look at it. Eart guitars, TL380, solid body, modern tremolo humbucker pickups. So that's a Telecaster with a floating bridge. Nice bevel there. I got the Eart in green and the Leo James Podcaster in silver. Go to green. Where is it? Wow, right, okay. Nice and bright. Nice, nice, all right. 25.5-inch scale. 3.7 kilos. That's nice and light. We like that. Telecaster modern body. Roasted book match mahogany is the body wood. Hell yeah. Roasted Canadian maple. Dude, this is awesome. I already like the specs. This is really good. Okay. Compound 9.5 to 14-inch compound radius. Compound U to C shape neck profile. Ooh, wow, okay. Dude, this is awesome. Okay, so here's why it's awesome. So you don't get with a guitar in this price range for $20 US, for $30 US. These days you may get a roasted maple neck. You don't get roasted book matched mahogany on a colored guitar. This is awesome. First of all, right? That's a big win. I love that. And then sometimes you do get, less and less often, but sometimes you get the compound radius, but you don't get it 9.5 to 14. So the top of the neck is really round, the fretboard, right? You don't get that combination often. And then you don't get a compound neck profile. I've never seen, this is the first time I'm seeing a compound neck profile on a guitar less than $500. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Happy to be corrected here. The specs are awesome. Dude, that's a great catch. Well done. Hats off to you. That's a great catch. 22 medium jumbo stainless steel frets. Comes with stainless steel frets. 42 mil nut, bone nut. Bottom wheel adjustments, easy. Custom humbuckers, I haven't heard of them, so I can't comment on that. This is insane good. Zuhair, if every other, like, if their strats are as good as this, you may want to consider this, dude. This is really good. Look at that. That's a great catch, man. And I'm being sincere here. Like, these specs are not, you can't find these kind of specs on a guitar in that price range. Okay, so that's the first one. Like, then it got the nice curve and bevel there. I mean, like, what more can you ask for? Yeah, like, what more do you want? This is awesome. This is insane good. Like, my Japanese-made Fender Telecaster doesn't have the bevels and the curves up there. Like, this is really good. Okay. So that's that one. And then you got the silver one for the Leo James one, you said. Okay. So let's have a look at the silver one. And this one is $150, so it's is a lot cheaper than this one, for sure. Okay, let's have a look at that's the one, right? I'm assuming. Let me double check the chat. You said Leo James Podcaster in silver with clean guard. I think that's the one, right? I think we're in the right place. Podcaster. Yeah. No, I think Popcaster. Popcaster. Sorry, you're right. Podcaster. Joe Rogan. Popcaster. Sorry, bad. My bad. Where is it then? Why can't I find it? Popcaster. Guitar. In silver. Can we please go to that website direct? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we were on the right path. That's the one. Then you guys keep confusing me. Okay, so this is the one. That's the correct one. Okay, good. Okay, so this is for 150. But let's look at the specs here. What do we have? Yes, sir. Oh, perfect. Okay, we're good. So, mahogany body, maple wood on the fretboard. Back is also mahogany. So mahogany maple guitar. So mahogany body, maple neck, stainless steel, frets. What more do we know about this? Alnica 5 pickups. These are single coils, right? So the other one you got was humbuckers, obviously. Maple neck on C plus U shape, superior material, create high quality product, yada yada. Fretboard radius is 14 inches. 22 frets. 42 mil nut width. 25.5 inch scale. Okay. And it has like a transparent pickguard, as doesn't it? Right. Okay, so got that bells and curves going on. That's good. Interesting. Okay. Look, I don't know what your preferences are on Telecasters. Obviously, for like, there are certain things that like are deal breakers one way or the other, right? So for example, if you want single coils on your Telecaster, then it seems to me that this one's the way to go, because I don't think the Eart one had coil splits in it. I could be wrong. But nothing in the electronics here said anything about... Oh, there's coil splitting. Never mind that. Okay, I'll take back what I said. I'll take back what I just said. So... Okay, so to be fully honest with you, if the money bit... Because the price difference between them is massive, right? This is 430 bucks. This is 120? 150, sorry, right? So this one is almost a third of the price of the other one. Right? How does compare to Jet JS? Let's compare them in a second. That's a good idea. I'll compare them in a second. But Doroteo says that was the one you had on the screen, but I did get Goda tuners and stainless steel string saddles to upgrade to Leo James Popcaster. Okay. So let's just say this is now 250 bucks or 300 bucks comparing with this one. Look, if you already done the mods on the first one and you want to keep it, that's completely fine. But assuming that pickups are not, but the price is not a factor at all, I would go probably with this one. Just because of the compound neck, just because of the roasted material on both neck and body. And you're not like me. You like with Telecasters from memory and like thinking about our conversations. Somebody like me, like I only want single coils in my Telecasters, but you're not like me in that front. So that's that. Here's, I think that the only thing I didn't like about this guitar was the pickguard. I'm not a big fan of pickguards generally anyways, but it seems to me that a plastic pickguard like that on top of the paint is going to dampen the resonance of the wood even more. I have a bad feeling about it from me. So maybe if you're modding this, if I was to mod this, I would get rid of that pickguard in the first instance. But again, I'm not you. So if you're happy with your guitar, that's all that matters. My opinion Nobody else's opinion matters at all if you love your guitar and you have fun with it. So I did get the Eart for $229 on a super sale. Oh, awesome. Okay. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Look, play with them, whichever one you like. That's the one to go. You know, that's the one to keep, rather, than get rid of the other one if you're to keep one of them. So yeah. Interesting. Really interesting. And again, it sort of brings back to that point I was making earlier on the stream. Affordable guitars are becoming awesome. Like, they're becoming spec'd out of their minds. Here I got excited. I'm fired up. $229. You almost got it half price, basically. T100 Pro Alnico 5 pickups equipped with this guitar is not only appearance, some sound performance. Okay. Yeah. Do you have any are you nudged one way or the other when it comes to like which one you want to keep? I did research and the Leo James bridge pickup is hot. Okay. Open that box and play it, my guy. Open the box and play it. Play them both and tell us. Yeah. But tell me, are you like nudged one way or the other? Is there like one that you think like you'll probably keep that one? Interesting, huh? My goodness. Okay, so now I'll just put this Eart one because Zuhair says to the Jet JS400. All right, so let's put them next to each other. Hold on, Jet. I already have that page open. Hang on. I already have it open here. So there we go. How do they compare? Zuhair, are you sure you want to compare these two together? Because there are different guitars. One is a Strat, the other one's a Tele. Right? I wish the Leo James guitar had at least one humbucker. Interested in that one too. Right. Yeah, fair enough. But dude, you're looking at Telecasters. You're telling me you want Strats, but these are Teles. I wouldn't compare the two together at all. They're different guitars. We could potentially, like, for example, look at Eart and see if they got Strats. I don't know what a Strat equivalent. Now we know. It's called Modern in Earth's product line. Okay, so this Jet one is 240 euros. That's $300. But these guys are, I'm just gonna go say like 350. They don't have a Modern Strat for 350 for the same price. Metal Rock Vintage. Okay. These ones, so 350. All right, so I restricted the search here on 350 US dollars because the Jet one here is 240 euros and that kind of is almost $300. So we just want to keep the same price ranges. So let's just say we want to go with the same burst because you like bursts. Let's select that and see what we have here. I'll be looking these guys up a little bit more often. These specs look insane good. All right. 25.5-inch scale, 3 kilos, 3 single coils, roasted book match mahogany body, roasted Canadian maple, India rosewood, 725 to 9.5 compound. So this is really round. This is a compound round, right? 22 frets, 42 mil nut, truss rod, 3 single coils, 942 strings. That's the factory setup. Satin neck and then satin body. And that's for $350. Okay? So now compare that with this. Canadian roasted maple. Roasted fingerboard too. Only 9.5, so it's not compound. Bone nut, but gone to plastic since 2025. Polymer fiber is basically plastic. 25.5 inch scale, 22. Basswood body. Okay. But you want a humbucker in the guitar. Dorothy says, got both guitars on Amazon, which might be a different inventory than Guitar Brand's official website. You're 100% right. In all likelihood, it could be. You're absolutely right. With these guitars, funny enough, with this particular Jet guitar, in 2025, they actually brought the specs down, so the bone is no longer a nut. And there was one other feature, too, that got impacted. I forgot what it was. Dude, look at that. These guys are insane. Like, holy smokes. Amazon has better price deals than Guitar Brand official website. Yeah, you're right. 100% right. Look at that figure, though. Oh, my. This is so good. These specs are so good. That's just insane, man. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so Zuhair, I don't think here, if you're looking at a Strat that is humbucker single coil, the price difference is huge between these two. So if you look at like only single coils here in the Strat, right? Then you'd be able to say, all right, well, these are almost the same prices, and then let's compare, right? So like I did the comparison between this guitar and that. But if you want a humbucker in there, it seems to me, and I could be wrong here, I'm happy to be corrected here. It seems to me that the cheapest they have in the humbucker single coil world starts at around $500-600, which is double the price of that. So I don't think we can do a nice comparison for the same price, right? Right, but if I, for example, look at this. Slightly heavier at 3.2 Ks. Again, roasted book match mahogany. So, okay, so the book matching in a guitar like this that is stained makes perfect sense. I don't understand, or I have a hard time. I'm a little skeptical when you have a guitar that is painted and they talk about roasted book match mahogany. Like, book matching in a colored guitar, I don't understand the logic of that, to be fully honest with you guys. This is stained, so this makes sense. India Rosewood, 725, 9.5 compound radius. It's very similar to the other guitar. It's just that it has a humbucker in the bridge position. Alnico 5, yeah. Very similar. Zuhair says, don't understand you. I mean, the Eart guitar has 2 humbuckers. The Telecaster that we looked at, yeah, not the Strat. So this Strat has 1 humbucker and it says almost $600. The other one that I did the comparison for, like between that and the Jet, had only single coils. Right? But if you want to go with the one that Doroteo mentioned, that one, that Telecaster, yes, it had humbuckers on it. Yeah. So many choices, so many options. It's insane. This is insane. I'm gonna look these guys up a little bit more. Um, I'm, I'm keen to learn about these guys. Okay, so which would be better, that TL380 or Jet 400? All right, let's look it up again. TL380. Okay, here we are. Is this better or this? For me, this is better. If it was for me, I'm more leaning towards this for a variety of reasons. Number one, I'm not a fan of metal pickups whatsoever, and I'm not a fan of traditional Strats personally. Specs wise, you get the coil split in these, so they have a coil split going on here, right? So it gives you single coil and humbuckers in different positions, however you like it. It has a compound radius. I really like those. Even in the old Jackson guitar that I sold, the compound was 12 to 16. This is 9.5 to 14. I appreciate that. I think it's a nice touch on a guitar. And the neck profile is also compound. So this one, I'll be honest with you guys, this is not for everybody. Not everybody likes compound neck profiles. But overall, specs-wise, to me, this looks like a more interesting guitar. As opposed to this. But again, it's really your choice, dude. Like, you have to see, and a similar thing like I said to Doroteo earlier, I'll say to you. The only thing that matters if whether you like that guitar or not. Wow, that's a beautiful burst, by the way. Look at that. You gotta like it. So, if it was up to me, I'd probably buy this between the two. But I'm not you. You gotta be honest with what you like and honest to yourself. And to how you feel about it. Yeah. Feel the same about middle pickup. Coil split doesn't matter to me. I think I like compound radius. Perfect. Okay. If that's the case, then I think the choice is clear. Right, so I think do this, like, this is, I think, the best way to go about it. If I were you, I would do this. I would list down, right, what are the important things in a guitar to me, and what are the things I'm looking for now. Just list it, right? So, is there any specific wood type you want? No? Okay, good. Don't worry about it then. Or yes? Well, then specify. Is there a specific fretboard radius? Is there a specific pickup type? List all of these, like, properly. Like, just list it out. And then decide what you want. Body shape, Telecaster or Strat. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then you'll be very clear about what is it that you want, and that's a good way to start. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are interesting, man. This website is really interesting. I'm gonna bookmark this and come back to it later. Like, I'm gonna explore this. Doroteo, brother, that was a great catch. That's really, really well done. As a person who's bought and sold dozens of guitars, I think you did a phenomenal job with this find, at least on paper. Open the box. Please do let me know when we talk next time. Please do let me know how they are and how close to the specs the actual guitar is, the Eart one especially. I'm really keen to hear about that. But brother, that Eart guitar catch is insane good, and the fact that you bought it for almost half price is just hats off to you. I think you've done a phenomenal job. Like, if I did a guitar purchase like that, find a brand like that, buy that specs at that kind of a deal, I'd be very happy with my purchase. So, I think you did a phenomenal job. Yeah. Doroteo says, I was going to buy a Tease SPH-E with killer specs, but the poplar body was a deal breaker. Yeah, poplar bodies are a little heavy. They're a little heavy. I remember I had the Esquire Telecaster 50s classic vibe. Because Esquire had this, like, really, the Affinity model. And then they have the 50s vibe, which is slightly more expensive. And they have a poplar body because a lot of earlier Telecasters in the 50s had poplar bodies. And boy, wasn't that guitar heavy. That guitar was heavy. And so, I hear you. I'm not the biggest thing of poplar body guitars either. So, I get it. It's soft-wooded things easy. That's right. That's exactly right. For those who haven't read Doroteo's comment, Doroteo said poplar wood is not durable. Dings easy. Dings real easy, but other specs are awesome on that Tease guitar. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Man, you can I ask you something? And this is me, just like my guitar nerd side is coming out. So, what is your process in finding these guitars with like really good price but like killer specs? Do you have a process for that? Because for me, like when I look for guitars, other than like a normal Google search and articles, because some articles, like there are some people that monitor the market that way and they say, oh, like these are the brands you want to look for. And you read that and you gather all that knowledge. And the thing I do, I like to think that I do well, is monitoring the secondhand market. But when I monitor the secondhand market, secondhand markets more often than not is filled with known brands, PRSs, Fenders, and Gibsons, especially, right? So, because I spend so much time in the secondhand, I really miss out on a lot of these really good deals of brands I've never heard before, and on paper at least, they look insane out of their minds, the specs. So, how did you find the Eart guitar or the Leo James? How did you find those? Zuhair says, there are certain channels that focus on budget guitars. Otherwise, I found budget guitar brands just from Amazon searching. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, maybe I should, in my daily thing, because I monitor the secondhand market almost daily. Without exaggeration, I think it's daily. Like it's an obsession of mine now for some reason. I should start doing the same on Amazon. I really should. Because this is what's happening, right? Because of technology, CNC machines, AI, yada yada. And you can see it here. We talked about two other brands with Zuhair Doroteo before he joined the stream that, again, were really affordable and spec'd out of their minds, right? The things are just becoming so much better for a cheap, like affordable price. Right, I don't want to use the word cheap, but like affordable, but like really good. And so this only, makes online Amazon guitar purchases just more popular. Because you don't have, like, if you don't have the quality control issues, if it's cheaper and the specs are better, and you don't have to go anywhere, you know what I mean? There's not much left to convince you to go to a physical guitar store. You can just buy it online. I mean, still, personally, I'm an advocate of going to a physical store because nothing replaces the feeling of you actually playing with the guitar. That's when you really know if the guitar is yours or not. But aside from that, many people are buying online now, like similar to you guys, and I think that's a blind spot for me. I should start looking at the at markets like Amazon. I should start doing it. I think I will. So, thanks for that, guys. Both of you. Thanks for that perspective. I just learned something really important, I think. Yeah. I should start monitoring those. Like, I should start looking them up. So, thank you very much for that. I appreciate you both. That's really good insight. All right, guys, I think we've been on for a couple of hours. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna briefly touch the last item on the docket. Gonna go. Thanks for all your help, Sorenzo. Stay safe, you too. You too, brother. Take care of yourself. Good seeing you. Take a good care of yourself. And happy Saturday. Dorotio says, get thing Amazon has 30-day free returns. Right, okay. Well, there you go. Easy then. Not yours can always return it back within 30 days. That's how you're returning back that second guitar. You got two and then returning one. I got it now. Okay. All right. Let me cover that third item on the last item on the docket, rather, that I wanted to follow. And the reason I think I have to go through it, I don't want to say goodbye now because it was on the thumbnail of the stream and I don't want the video to be misleading. I want us to cover everything we said publicly we're going to cover. So let's check this out. Cort guitars. Talking about a lot of value for a more affordable price. Cort Guitar introduced the new KX500 Pale Moon, which is an interesting one because they had a sort of like an older version of this out in their catalog. And the first thing you see immediately is just that wood pattern, man. My goodness, that satin finish really works with this. So check this out. This KX500 comes with a mahogany body and then an ebony top. And I'm like, this is like what's happening here. When I read it, I was like really like kind of surprised about it. Now, it comes with one of my favorite pickups, which is Seymour Duncan Nazguls. These are the proper specs of the guitar. So, it comes with a Pale Moon ebony veneer at the top. So the top is a veneer, unlike, frankly, more affordable guitars that they're not with veneers, they got actual tops, at least based on the spec sheet. So that kind of says something, right? Nevertheless, 25.5-inch scale, roasted maple and walnut 5-ply laminated, so that's a stable neck, y'all. D-shaped neck, 21.5 millimeters neck thickness, so 19.5 on the first fret, 21.5 on the 12th fret. Macassar ebony fingerboard, 1575 fingerboard radius, almost 16, so pretty flat. 24 frets, jumbo stainless steel, dot lumen lays on the side, basically. Graphtec tusk nut. A slightly wider nut at 43 mil. And you have Seymour Duncan Sentient Nazgul, which are 2 of my favorite pickups. Dorotio says, Cort is the largest guitar manufacturer in Asia, makes guitar from many other brands. You're absolutely right. They are the largest guitar manufacturer in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Not just Asia. If I'm not mistaken, they're the largest manufacturer in the world. They make guitars for PRS, Strandberg, Fender, Jackson, and these are just some. Yeah. You would think that you'd be able to get specs like this with prices like that from Cort. You would think that. And because they have the economy of scale like behind them, right? So they have like the numbers, they have the bulk. They have the quantities. But nevertheless, like even comparing with like a lot of other brands, Cort guitars are really good value for money. There's no question about it. So yeah, I saw that and I'm like, this is a metal player's dream, really, let's be honest here. So this is predominantly for metal players. This is not for like Nazgul and Sentient they're metal players pickups basically. Really nice and simple bridge. This is what I really liked about this guitar. I really like simple bridges, to be fully honest with you guys. Just through the body, nice and simple. No mumbo jumbo, max resonance, max everything. Better sustain, just better. That's just better. And I was like, this is interesting. All right, let's see if we can hear this guitar. Give me a second. Let me pause the music. And let's see if we can hear this guitar together a little bit.
There is a lot to like about this as a guitar.
Easy to play, easy to get a good sound out of, but it's still versatile.
Built to
Guitar.
Let's go through a few key features of this guitar.
First of all, it's a satin finish all over the guitar, and it's got that open pore, open grain finish. Now, the pale moon finish, right, it's more about leaving some of
Hold
the
on.
natural
Go back. Not a fan of this. See this crack here? I don't know what you want to call it. Not a fan. Not a fan here. No. Nope. It's a veneer. You guys have to get that one right. And this is not some like swamp ash that is, you know, that is like sandblasted. That you get that all over. So I'm not a fan of this veneer at all. I'm surprised they even showed it in the marketing material. Okay.
The natural wood unpainted rather than
not like, by the way, not like that it's the biggest of all issues. But the fact that that's in a veneer, because veneer, all a veneer is a thin layer of wood that you literally iron on your top, right? Literally, you just spread it over and iron it or steam it, and then you glue it basically. Like you know what I mean? And it looks awesome and insane, but just the fact that, like, I'm not a fan of this. Yeah, you probably like get used to it very quickly. You probably won't even notice it, but just in principle, you know.
moon finish, right? It's more
Dorothy says, love the color on that cord. Oh, it looks awesome. It looks beautiful.
about leaving some of the natural wood unpainted rather than just painting over the whole thing, because it's the combination of the natural color of the wood and the wood grain that gives it this really cool finish. And if you look on the back here, it's the same kind of finish, but just a satin black finish, but it's still that open pore, open grain finish.
This guitar is a bolt-on construction with a mahogany body and a pale moon ebony top.
It actually feels really, really high quality in the hands.
Another key feature I want to point out is the 5-piece roasted maple and walnut neck.
Winner.
Now, this gives it a sense of, you know, boutique quality, and it's got a little bit thicker of a neck than some of the guitars that I play on. But I like that because you're not going to get a lot of, you know, bending or neck adjusting that you're going to have to do with this guitar. It's pretty much going to stay there.
Okay. So what he said is not as quite as accurate. So yes, the neck is more stable. When you have a 5-piece maple walnut, especially if you have carbon rod like reinforcements there, or if you caramelize them with carbon, yes, you're absolutely right. The neck becomes a lot more stable. The neck becomes a lot more rock solid, right? Either way, even if you have a good, like a single piece of wood neck, unless you change your string gouges or your tuning severely, like crazily differently, you shouldn't have to adjust the relief on that guitar. He said something about the guitar not bending or anything. So the guitar neck shouldn't be bending, right? There's always going to be a bit of relief, and you get less of that relief with a, again, you have a truss rod, man. Like, it's not like the truss rod is not there, so you can always adjust the relief the way you want, and it's going to stay there if the guitar is healthy. So what he said is not a selling point. The selling point there is that guitar neck is going to be a lot more stable. And so when it comes to, say, for example, you changing your tuning significantly or your string gauges, then you get less of that variation on that guitar neck. You could make an argument about it being more durable too. But the reality is that good quality guitars these days are in that price point are durable. Like, that's not really a... Doroteo said, looks like a Schecter and a Jackson mixed together look-wise. Oh, you're so right. That's a good point. It has that Schecter vibe to it. I get the... I'll be honest with you. I get less of the Jackson vibe, but very, very much so Schecter vibe. You're 100% right. Look, it's the same strategy as Schecter, I think, right? Not so much the same strategy as Jackson, because Jackson is Fender, basically, right? But with and they're established brand, but with Schecter, still to this day, these guys are doing like, you know, crazy metal guitars with really high specs, but really affordable, so they can take more market share from the companies like ESP and LTD, right? And Jackson. So they have a lesser brand power comparing with Jackson. So they sort of have to do something like that to sort of get more market share. And Cort is doing that. So you're on the money there. It has a massive, big time Schecter vibe to it.
It's got that same satin finish on it. It also has a really nice shredder profile. This is a very nice flat, kind of a D profile neck.
Also, I want to add as well, not only is the neck profile really nice, but also you get all of the upper fret access in the world, which a lot of people ask about with bolt-on necks. There's absolutely no problem getting up to an imaginary 27th or 28th fret there. If you can't reach that, there's an element of what's going wrong.
The frets, right? This is a big one. 24 jumbo stainless steel frets. They're finished really well. Traditional fret ends, but just very, very well done and very, very
interesting.
highly
Okay.
polished.
Traditional fret ends, so they're not actually rounded. They're not. They're traditional fret ends, and that's fine. It's not the biggest of all deals.
Fret.
That Cort is sick, but real expensive. I don't even know what
Bend
the price
it.
of this is. How expensive is it? Right now. Give me a second. What's the price of this guitar right now? It says find a dealer. All right, let's see if is it on Sweetwater? Let's check it out. Nope. Right. Okay, so it's 1,200 Australian dollars. So that's about what, 800 US dollars? $800 US, but it's going to be a little cheaper in the US. No, actually, they come from Indonesia. They don't come from the US. Around $800 US. Yeah. It is a bit expensive. $800 is a lot, yeah. So it's more of a mid-range guitar. Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting guitar overall. Like, Cort is doing more and more metal kind of guitars these days. To this day, my favorite guitar, and that's their highest end guitar I think that I've seen. It's about like $3,000, $3,500 US dollars if I'm not mistaken. And I thought it was insane good. It's this one, which we talked about in one of the older streams. The KX500 TT. This one with the golden Fishman influences. That thing is, I think, about $3,500 US dollars, which is again pricey, but it's spec'd out of its mind, and kind of gives you an idea of the direction that Cort is going to go with their own guitars. And I think the one that we just saw is like the more affordable version of this in a lot of ways. Yeah. Oh, this guitar was awesome. I remember when we did a review on this. This guitar is really spec'd out of its mind. It's just pricey. So pricey. And then they're probably going to bring it out at Melbourne Guitar Show this January. Cort has a massive booth, so I'll probably be able to play with this guitar in about a month or two. Yeah. But yeah, man, that was the guitar. That what a stream this was today. Just covering all these guitars, and again, I can't thank you enough, Doroteo, with the Eart guitar. You introduced me to these guys, and I'm just like gonna be all over them a little later today, just to figure out what their deal is. So yeah, that was like that was a fun stream. I think we talked about a lot of unknown brands, less unknown brands, and how awesome things are becoming. It's a direction that it's, I don't know, man. It's an indication of how the future guitar market is going to look like in a lot of ways. When I think about it, of how more and more, because you remember, right? Like I'm pretty sure you remember, there was a time, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, that we wouldn't even, like, buying guitars from Amazon had like a negative connotation to it, like had a think about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and now that is gone. That is like almost completely gone. Like, there's nobody would come and tell you, like, you know what I mean? Because these guitars gotten better. That's why. Because these guitars, like, you can buy great guitars from Amazon now, like the one that you just got, the Eart one. Bro, I gotta be honest with you. You really sold me the Eart guitar. You really did. on paper, it looks awesome. So, but it tells you like how the future of guitar buying is going to be like, you know, like, won't be surprised if like we'll have like Amazon holograms in our houses, like in 10 years time, where, you know, you have a hologram and you look something up on Amazon and it brings that hologram in like real life. Like, you can make it bigger, and then you can literally inspect the hologram and then decide to buy the product. Like, won't be surprised at all if in 10 years we have that. Elon is already doing robots. AI is already there. What's a freaking 3D projection? Like, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff that I'm saying, guys, you got to go to a real, like, you know, play the guitar, touch it, and yada yada. All of that is going to become less and less important, and stuff like that keeps happening. Ay. But, y'all, with that said, I think we're going to leave it here. Guys, Doroteo, friends, YouTube, Twitch, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Appreciate you guys. As always, we had another like awesome chat about guitars, talking about things we love to talk about. So, with that said, we will have a Christmas stream. There will be a Christmas stream, so I'll be seeing you guys near Christmas. But if I don't see you, if you don't show up on the stream, or if something happens and all that, guys, Merry Christmas. Have a blessed Christmas with your loved ones, and my best wishes to you and your family. Blessings. Blessings, blessings, blessings this Christmas, man. That's all. Guys, Merry Christmas. Mwah. If not, in the next stream, I'll see you in the one after, and another video. Thanks again for hanging out. I'll see you in the next.